So now we are coming to the end of our first half tour. Now we have to look back upon ourselves and try to find out what have we achieved out of this. We must understand that Sahaja Yoga is not done through brain activities. Like many people think that if you just tell yourself you have to be like this, it will work out. If you have to all the time inform yourself that, oh, you must get rid of a particular problem, you'll be all right. Or some people think that if they tell somebody that this is wrong with you and you should get well, it will be all right. It is not so. Because Sahaja Yoga does not work on mental level. It works on spiritual level, which is a much higher level than the mental level. So what you have to do is to understand how to correct your chakras. And you must understand how to work out your machines. Perhaps people still live on mental level and try to solve problems on mental level. And that's why all the problems start coming up. Now, if you have a problem with any chakras, or there is anything catching, or you find that there's something wrong, no use working it out on any other level but spiritual level. Some people believe that if they have dressed up like something, or if they outwardly behave like something, they become that. That is not true. Like we have hippies in the West, and they think that they have become primitive. You do not become primitive by believing into it, because you are so overdeveloped that you cannot become primitive. So by just doing something mentally, we do not become. Now this mental level can go even further in a subtler way into people. Some of you might feel that by knowing some of the artis and things by heart, you will achieve great. Is not true also, because that is also just words. But if that is an awakened thing within you, then they become a mantra. And then you can work it out. But first of all, you must achieve a certain standard to have that power to create the mantras. Also, when you say some arti, it's not necessarily possible that it will work out. Let us face the things as they are and not to be conditioned by anything else. You have to achieve a certain depth within yourself to even to enlighten the mantras. First of all, you should have clear-cut vibrations, minimum of minimum. If you have certain chakras catching, then try to improve your chakras with the photograph. With all due respect to the photograph. It's only the photograph which is going to work it out, nothing else. Or if I am there. But once you have achieved a certain state of enlightenment, then you can use mantras, otherwise also it will help you. But first of all, your heart must be clear. I have found out in general there are two chakras overwhelmingly not working all right in most of the Western people. First is the heart. That means heart is not clear. That heart is not clean. That in the heart you still are a small person. In the heart you have not placed your mother. You have to purify your heart by looking at the photograph and putting all loving feelings about your mother, understanding her work and putting her into your heart. If the heart is not clear, then everything has no meaning because it is a dark heart which is doing all these things. The heart has to be clean, absolutely surrendered, and must try to put me before everything else. I can tell you because we are all Sahajogis. I cannot say this to people who are not Sahajogis. Now, we always try to relate Sahajoga from our own terms, not from the terms that belong to God. God is what He is. He cannot change Himself. You have to change. So whatever we think about God, we want to put on that. For example, if someone thinks that he tries to be nice or good to me, or if he is close to me, so-called, and if he thinks he is organizing better or he is doing this work or that work, or anything else like that, where he feels that he is important because he is doing this job or that job, then one must know that all this is mental. Actually, you are doing nothing. Whenever you try to do something, you really confuse yourself and confuse me also. You have seen yesterday's example. I was sure that they had to go next day, but nobody would listen to me and they rushed away and they found that the tickets were for the next day. This knowledge comes to you if you are clear-hearted. As yesterday I said, you better not come. I didn't know what was the situation there. I just said, don't come. Finished. Because I knew what was going to happen there. So this clear-cut idea comes to you when your heart is clean. But first of all, people do not understand that you have to work it through your heart and not through your brain. When we have to work out things through our brain, we try to develop our brain, isn't it? By memorizing, by practicing something, teaching our brain how to think, how to go this way, that way. We try to train our brain. Now we have to train our heart in Sahaja Yoga. And to train our heart in Sahaja Yoga, one has to know first of all that it is enveloped either by ego or by superego. The limbic area actually represents the heart. And if there is ego, heart will always be so-called. It will not be the real heart that will be working, but it's only mental projection. And you will feel that I'm doing it from my heart. That's not true. Now then, supposing what should we do if we have ego? You might say you should try to sort of tell yourself that that's not good and this and that and all kinds of mental suggestions or auto-suggestions or the way psychiatrists and all that give you suggestions. That's again mental. So that's not the way it is going to work out. We must understand that for that what we have to do is to raise the left side and put it to the right side. There's no other way out. You have to just work it out with your hands. Your hands are working it out and not your brain. So use your hands and the methods of Sahaja Yoga. Now, everyone must have a regular sitting in the water every day. That's important. Every morning you must do your meditation. Because on mental level we feel we have been with mother, all right. This exposure is all right. You came, you saw how Indians are and how they are light on their feet and how they are good for Sahaja Yoga. But after seeing all that, you have to know that Sahaja Yoga is to be worked out, is not to be thought out. You just cannot think about it. Whatever you may try to do through your thought. You cannot achieve any results in Sahaja Yoga. You have to use your hands, you have to use your feet, you have to soak your feet in the water because water is the ocean. All these 5 chakras, or say 6 chakras, which are, I say 5 because the one is the Muladhara chakra, which is the 7th, and the topmost is the brain. So in between 5 chakras which are there are to be handled fully with the idea that they are basically made of matter. And these 5 elements constitute the body of these chakras. Now these chakras, if they are to be corrected, we have to correct them by taking out all the problems of these chakras into the elements from which they come. For example, a person who is a very right-sided person, so he has to give a balance by the left side. Of course, raising with the hand is all right, but what about the element? Right-sided person has all the elements which give heat. We can say the light, we can say the fire. So for people who are right-sided, the light is not going to help much. Like if you put the light before the photograph, and those who are ego-oriented people, if you just use the light, it's not going to work out. So what is going to work out is the Mother Earth and the water element, which is cooling. Even ice is very helpful to people who are right-sided. So all cooling effects should be used for correcting your right-sidedness so that you cool it down. Same about food. In food, those who are right-sided people should take to foods which are left-sided, that is carbohydrates. Means they should become partly vegetarians or quite a lot of vegetarians. And should eat things at the most like chicken, but not fishes, not seafoods, because they are all hot. That's how you treat your arterial side of your chakras. Now the left-sided people should use again the deepa, means the light or the fire, to correct their left side. Also in food, such people should take more nitrogenous, means protein, and foods like that. They should take more proteins. Now, as far as Sahaja Yoga is concerned, the basic thing is Kundalini. And the Kundalini, as I have told you, is the pure desire. Again, listen to it carefully, pure desire. That means all other desires are impure. There's only one pure desire, and that is to be one with the divine, one with the Brahma, one with God. That's the only pure desire. All other desires are impure. So, train your mind gradually to achieve that desire as the main thing. If you train your mind in that fashion, then you can develop pure desire. So all other desires will negate gradually. Alright. Now this desire to be one with the divine is the purest and the highest. And to achieve that, what have you to do? To achieve that, you have to keep your mother pleased. Very simple. Adi Shankaracharya has said that you don't bother about it, just keep your mother pleased. You have to be a simple person, Not try to be cunning with me or clever with me. I know everyone very well. Try to tell yourself that I should say things, I should behave in a manner that will please my mother. Supposing you are in Sahaja Yoga and you are doing wrong things, it is not going to please me at all. So, how to please mother? That you should try to see for yourself. What kind of a thing pleases me the best? I am also a very simple person. So I want a simple-hearted person who is simple-hearted. For example, a person who tries to show off too much, try to be always the first, or try to be always the sort of a cinema star. I don't like such people. You have to be very quiet and extremely shy about showing off yourself. Do I show off that I am Adishakti? I do not. I live like you, absolutely like you. Do I try to show off? Then why should you try to show off to me? So that kind of a person is no good. Secondly, you should not be tense with me. There is no need to be tense. If I find something wrong with you, if I scold you also, is for your good. If I say a good word, it is for your good. My Sahaja Yoga works this way. I have no malice against anyone in the whole world, no malice at all, and no anger for anyone in this world. I have nothing but compassion. But in compassion, sometimes I have to scold, and in the same compassion, I have to speak in a very compassionate manner. So, both ways, it helps you. It helps you both ways. So, thank God that you have somebody who will correct you at the right time for your good, because you are saints. And you have come on this earth to establish God's kingdom. That's what you have to do. And if you are the people who are not respected, who are not sensible, who haven't got the dignity, who behave in a cheapish way, how can people accept it? So this heart chakra is to be first looked after. That with your heart, desire that you'll keep your mother pleased. Even if I'm angry with you, don't feel bad about it. That's one of the signs that Sahaja Yoga has not yet developed. If I scold you, it is because there's something in you which has to go away and which I must scold, so it will go. So accept it just as a correcting point that is good for you. Some sort of a thorn is within you which has to be taken out by another thorn, and mother has taken it out. Once you start understanding the compassion of your mother, you will not mind my saying anything to you, my correcting you, or my telling you that this is wrong, because I have to do that. Those people who do not have a good heart, clean heart, cannot understand this. They cannot understand this. Very difficult. So you keep your heart clean towards your mother. Whatever I do for you is just a blessing, always a blessing for you. Whatever I do for you is a blessing, remember that. Now another chakra which is horribly caught up with most of you is your Nabhi chakra, suggesting that you are still very, very materialistic. In small things also we are materialistic. It becomes subtler and subtler and subtler. So try to understand that matter is not so important. Matter is just there to please each other, especially to please your mother. It has no other value whatsoever. So you should not try to be materialistic in the sense that, you see, for a little thing you have to do this, for a little thing you have to do that. Nothing is important. If it works out, well and good, and if it doesn't work out, well and good. So, you see, Nabhi chakra is very individualistic. Very individualistic. It is everybody's personal thing. If your desire is only up to Lakshmi point, that you want to have more money, or you care for little things here and there, without any spiritual value to it, then your Lakshmi Tattva at the most might be awakened. But this Lakshmi Tattva has to become Mahalakshmi Tattva. That is for your ascent. And just to get it to that Mahalakshmi Tattva, what you have to do is to use all your material things and your material being in such a way that you please me. That is very important. So you should not do something that will not please me. That's very important. Everybody must understand. I want you to understand that when you dress up, also certain things I don't like at all, like disheveled hair, at all. That might be your fashion, whatever you do, but I don't like it. Always must be properly combed, properly done hair. These modern things you should give of disheveled hair, because this is a sign of pakka bhoots coming in. If you have disheveled hair, the bhoots recognize a person and they get into such a person who has disheveled hair. So try to make your hair in a proper, see now Indians how they make their hair. Look at them, they all make their hair properly. Because I have nothing to do with your hair. I am not a hair styling person or anything. But if you do not have your hair properly combed and done, then definitely you are in for trouble. So take heed to these things. Then some people have a habit of being untidily dressed. That's also not a good thing. You have to be tidily dressed, clean and tidily dressed. Not because it is material, but it is very important that if it is not so, that kind of a material will attract all the badhas into it. You must keep yourself clean and neat because these badhas should not enter. All these ideas that have come to the West have come from some satanic force. It doesn't look beautiful in any way, it doesn't look good for any spiritual person. We have to change our styles that will be appealing to the divine and not to the bhoots. We don't want any bhoots to come on us. If you understand this simple fact, then you will start dressing up in a way that may not be modern, may not be ancient, whatever it is neat, clean, spick and span. Otherwise, also, if you see to the matter point more and more, though you are accumulating 1001 things which are plastic in temperament and nature, you should have few things which have a spiritual value. Not all extraordinary things that we try to have, because they have no spiritual value. So try not to accumulate all these nonsensical things to you. Gradually you will find you will reduce. You go on reducing. You will have simpler lives, better things and spiritual things. Whatever you buy, see the vibrations and then buy. Otherwise just don't buy. Because all kinds of nonsensical bhoots will be in your house and you will be in trouble. So whatever you want to buy, you must see on vibratory awareness. If you cannot understand, ask somebody else, a Sahajogi, to help you out. But don't go on buying things just because you think they are cheap or they are nice or good. So try to buy things which are vibration-wise are all right. And if it is not so, finish it. It's nothing important. I must buy this, I have to go to Bombay to buy this. That's a wrong idea. Now, attention has to be inward all the time. I have seen that our attention is outward. Because of that, what we see outside is not good for vibrations. But if your attention is inside, you will not buy anything that is not good for vibration. Or you will not own something, you will just throw away. But the attention is outside, and because of that you just don't know how to judge it. Nabhi chakra has to be attended to. For that, you don't have to think, you have to work it out. see which side of Nabi is catching. If the right side is catching, for you, sugar is the best. Sugar represents many things. Sugar means your also tongue should be sweet. You should talk sweetly. People think that if you talk sweetly to someone, then people will start thinking that you are good for nothing or you are absolutely a meek person. You have to be meek. We have to be meek and humble. We must learn how to talk sweetly to each other. And if you do not understand how to speak, then take more sugar, vibrated sugar. That will make your tongue sweeter and sweeter. And your ideas will be sweeter about another person than harsh and criticizing. So for the right-sided people, sugar is suggested. For the left-sided people, salt. Left-sided people should take salt more, and with salt they can solve many problems because salt gives them a personality, a composer by which they can express themselves in a way which is dignified and so not very lethargic. So the speed of your talks or behavior or everything should be in the center. It should not be lethargic, nor should be too quick and fast and hectic. So you will understand Sahaja Yoga is a central point of everything. Everything in the center one should try to bring. Not one extreme to another extreme. If you talk too much and jabber too much and if you are fast, try to reduce your speed by alertly looking at it. You have to be alert. See, my speed is going up. There's no need for me to talk. Let me stop. But those who do not talk at all are also not good. So those who talk or those who do not talk have to understand only one thing, that whatever we talk in the center. Once you understand that, your responses to things would be absolutely central, balanced and beautiful. Now, this is all for me, I can say at this time because the time is short also for us. We have all enjoyed our stay all over. I think so you all have been happy all over and we have worked it out very well. And it has been quite a lesson to all of us and also a very great experience of enjoyment. So not to feel guilty about anything because feeling guilty you do not get over it. Feeling guilty is an escape. You must face it. You must face it and see, correct yourself and be one with it. That is a much better way than to just to go on feeling guilty or aggressive. That's not the way because I said it's not mental. So if you understand these few points on these two chakras is Nabi and your heart. If you understand these 2 points clearly, that you must keep it clear. And the expression of that will show in your behavior, in your dress, in your walk, gait, talking and everything outside. But you cannot go from outside inside. Supposing somebody says that already, Mother, I have combed my hair very well, so I am alright. It's not so. Not necessary. Even if you have combed your hair, you might be possessed by a bhoot. But at least there's less chances. So one has to understand it that it has to be worked out. I think this must be really screwed into your head, that Sahaja Yoga is to be worked out. You cannot just tell yourself, oh, I'm very happy because it pampers your ego, or very unhappy because it is troubling through your super ego. I'm not very happy, I'm very happy or I'm very unhappy. That's not the way. You have to be in joy. And these things can work out. You should have patience with yourself, love for yourself, and dignity. That you are Sahajogis, every individual has to work it out for himself so the whole can be alright. There could be some people who are only worried about others. Worry about yourself and see the good points of others. Not the bad points, but good points of others. And also, if somebody has to tell you that you must organize, go fast and all that, not to feel bad. We have to be like that. We have to be very quick. We have to do so much work in this world. We have no time to waste. We have no time to waste. It has to be very quick, and we have to be very prompt and healthy about it. As you know that in this trip you have seen that how much work I have been doing compared to you people. And I am so much older compared to you people. Alright, you can say that Mother, you are Adi Shakti, it's alright. But I am your ideal. In any case, if somebody is your ideal, try to become like that person. Try to imbibe those qualities in you. So, now I may have to bid farewell to most of you who are going away. I hope I'll be able to see you, but as you know, I have programs and programs and programs. I don't know where I'm going to stay and where I will be. In any case, I'll try to be there. So the program is today. I have a program which I have to go for. You don't have to. Now you are going to Kalwa where you will have your lunch. I won't be there. In a village way, they are cooking something for you. And then I will be busy with some other programs myself, so I'll go direct to Bombay. Then tomorrow morning, I have a program. You don't have a program. So, I don't know, some of you might have to come. I don't know what is the situation is. In any case, if you have to go out shopping, you can go and do some shopping in Bombay and get things for yourself if you want to do it. Those who are going back. And evening time, there's a wedding of Kamakshi and Malka. And whatever you want to give collectively a present to them, whatever you have to do, you can do it tomorrow morning. And then day after tomorrow morning, 23rd morning, most of you have to go to Delhi. But there are some who are not going to Delhi. Now raise your hands who are not going to Delhi on the 23rd. Huh?
Hand up for Warren isn't going.
Warren?
Isn't going.
Warren isn't going?
He is going.
Warren? What is it? You are not going?
You suggested that, or Vimal suggested that I may have to go to Pune. I'm just awaiting your decision.
All right. So
the rest of the group, 53 people are going on.
All right. So you all are going. Those who are not going, out of them, those who are going to Delhi, not 23rd, but later on, raise your hands.
It's London and Europeans. It's London and Europe people who will go.
London and Europe people. So, this is the second group. Now, those who are going to Delhi afterwards, please see that you book your seats. You shouldn't give me headache about this, you see. So, you book your seats properly. All of you may not get your reservation. Some of you are going by train. And inform the people in Delhi, yourself, organize it, you see. You can have Perekar and also somebody else, Jayavant, to help you out. That those who are going, these two persons, Perekar and Jayavant, will look after you. You book your seats. Bakre tumi jana ka parat. Acha. So, you book your seats. Then also, somebody must talk to Delhi people and find out, because they want to have you there for about 7 days with them. Now 26th January you all should be there. I hope you are all going to be there. 26th morning they want to take you round to see the parade. I may not be there. 26th evening I may be there, I don't know. 27th they are starting the program. So till the 26th, whatever you have to do you can finish. And 27th I am starting my program, but still you will be staying with them, I think. They have got these flats from the 28th. So they have a wrong conception about you. They think you all want bathrooms and things attached, so they got the flats. But I told them that don't get the flats. Firstly, they are rather expensive, and also they don't want it. They want to go in a bungalow. But I don't know, they also have got conceptions. They think you are too attached to bathrooms, so, which is true also. So they think they are obliging us by giving us bathroom attached rooms, you see. So that is why it has happened now. Whatever has happened has happened. Now, for the marriages. We have decided on marriages on these things. Now, who has got the list? Who has got the list?
In with England, it mistakenly is Martine Pichot. She should not be there. She's from Switzerland. But apart from that, that is the full list.
Her marriage is already sort of
Then
fixed up,
that's
you
no
see.
problem.
So I don't know, but it's about 80% fixed. So now this you have given me. But now what I am trying to say, that who has chosen who, that's not it. So pass on this list, and by the time we are in Delhi, you tell me. The marriages are going to be on the 6th. So there's still time for us to sort it out. On the 6th.
I think most of them are relying upon you to make certain suggestions.
No, I won't. I'm sorry, sir. Not me, sir. You know the joke? There was a fellow sitting on the fence, and another gentleman went and going in a car, he asked him, how do you go to such a place? So he just looked at him. He said, not me, sorry, I'm not going to tell you. He said, why? He said, the one I told before has punched my nose. Not me, sorry. Will you please decide for yourself? Because decision making is so much there in the ego. So you do it in a proper way. Make your own decisions. You'll stick on to it better. Still that exists. What can we do about it? It exists still. So better, this is the list. You go through it, make your selections and choices, and don't force on anyone. Because again the same question, no sorry. It's absurd the way we do things. Absurd, absolutely absurd. Marriage is not so important that way. Not so important. But this ego comes back, and I have decided and now I have not. And then this, all nonsense it is. So with that idea that once you are married forever. Take a decision properly. So I bless all of you, all the brides and the bridegrooms, but I think there are more bridegrooms than the brides.
Yes, that's true, Mother.
So I'll have to find out some brides.
Two of them particularly have asked if they could marry Indian ladies at some, not necessarily this time, Mother. There's one from Australia, two from Australia, I think.
Good idea.
They'd like to marry
The one-
Maharashtrian girls.
There was, yes, you were telling about a boy, he's about 39 or something.
Yes, he's one of them. And
For
the-
him, I found a girl, but she's not yet been divorced. you see. She's not yet been divorced. So,
Okay.
so any other questions you have, please ask me before we start the puja. Good idea. Any other question? If you have really some question, ask. Otherwise, we have to finish the puja fast and we have to go away.
Perhaps some of us don't know who the men are that we're supposed to see and that our tickets for Delhi. I'm not familiar with, I don't know these people. Someone I could ask to be introduced to, so we know who to see about our tickets for Delhi. I don't know the names of two gentlemen's names you mentioned.
I have to go to America to really understand what I didn't. What is it?
She's about tickets, Shima. You should tell her to see Warren.
Warren.
Yes,
You should
it's-
see Warren. All right. Brian and Warren. All right. Now I have forgotten again American English. I'm sorry. In America I understand, then I forget it, you see. The English has so many versions. Australian English is different. Every English is different. So I'm sorry I've forgotten the American English. I'll get to it very soon. All right, done? Now, क्या करें आप किसको बुलाते हैं? Only the people from Vaitarna. Come along, those who have not. सगळे पाय धुवा माझे. Yeah. Only they will have the chance, all right? Only people from Vaitarna and from Bhatsa or from Shahpur.
Shimakshi will do Lalita Sahasra.
Huh? Oh, first of all, Ganesha Stuti. आओ इकडे या. We have a big भटजी बुवा with us. सामान तुम्ही तिकडे कुठे बसले? रुस्तम.
Indian food. Really hot? Yes. Okay. This way.
Om Shri Pradyumnaya Namah. Om Shri Aniruddhaya Namah. Om Shri Narasimhaya Namah. Om Shri Achyutaya Namah. Om Shri Galanaya Namah. Om Shri Padmanabhaya Namah. Om Shri Damodaraya Namah. Om Shri Upendraya Namah. Om Shri Narayana Namah. Om Shri Shri Krishnaya Namah.
सगळ्यांना चान्स मिळाला आहे. काही घाई करू नका.
Shakti Bhagavati Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namah.
जोर से रगड़ के दो, तुम्हारी वो है ना, निकल जाएगा. झालं. देखो अच्छा हो गया, वाइब्रेशन अच्छे साफ लग रहा है.
प्रणवस्य परब्रह्म ऋषि परमात्मा देवता देवी गायत्री छंदा गायत्र्यो विश्वामित्र
आता सेकंड
सविता देवता गायत्री छंदा
चार पाच जण. हा नाही मी पटणार आरामात. 4-5 जण आरामात. तुमचं बरं आहे ना? एक आणखी घ्या. दोघ जण. कपूर आपका लड़का किधर है? कपूरचा मुलगा कुठे अशोक? हा ठीक आहे का? बरं आहे.
पाहिजे घेतो म्हणजे फर्स्ट टाइम आहे ना.
झालं. चला आता 4 मंडळी. 4 1 2 3 आणि 4. काही नाही आपण कुठे जाणार आहोत अजून पुष्कळ. आरामात 4 माणसं. ठीक आहे. आरामात काही घाई नाही. जोरात रगडून द्यायची. दोन्ही हात.
शचीपुरंदराभ्यां नमः. उमा महेश्वराभ्यां नमः. श्री लक्ष्मी नारायणाभ्यां नमः. कालकाम परशुरामेभ्यो नमः.
बस आता सेकंड. हे पाणी आधी काढून घ्या.
आदित्यादि नवग्रह देवताभ्यो नमः. सर्वेभ्यो देवेभ्यो नमः. सर्वेभ्यो ब्राह्मणेभ्यो नमः. वक्रतुण्डं महाकाय कोटि सूर्यसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा. गणनाथ सरस्वती रवि शुक्र बृहस्पति
किती हळू बोलून राहिले.
नित्यं वेदवादी प्रवृत्ताय गुरु ब्रह्मा गुरु विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरा गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः. समुपश्चैकदन्तश्च कपिलो गजकर्णकः
आणखी लोक घ्या. चालेल व्यवस्थित.
धूम्रकेतुर्गणाध्यक्षो बालचन्द्रो
दुनिया
द्वादशेतानि नामानि यः पठेत् शृणुयादपि
झालं बस.
विद्यारम्भे विवाहे च प्रवेशे
ठीक आहे ना, बरं वाटलं? आता 4 मंडळी परत 4 मंडळी या बसा. हा मुलांना घ्या. पूर्ण हाथ सारा हाथ लगा, सारे हाथ में, तुम्हारे हाथ में आना चाहिए, मेरा कुछ नहीं है करने से. राजू पानी दे, पानी दे.
नास्ति तेषाममङ्गलं तेषां जपिस्तो भगवान् मङ्गलाय
उजवा हात साक्षात.
तदेव लग्नं सुदिनं तदेव ताराबलं चन्द्रबलं तदेव विद्याबलं दैवबलं तदेव युगं स्मरामि. यावस्तेषां जयस्तेषां कुतस्तेषां पराजयम् येषां निरस्यामो जनार्दनं नायकं गुरुं मानुं ब्रह्मविष्णुमहेश्वरं ब्रह्मयाजो सर्वकार्यसिद्धये अभिष्टात् सिद्ध्यर्थं पूजितो
बाय दा तुम्ही पण जा. दोन्ही हातान धुतले, दोन्ही हातान थांबा, मग तुम्ही नंतर या. ज्यांचे दोन्ही हात नाही लागले त्यानंतर. झालं तुमचं बरोबर. चला पाणी घ्या. सगळे या, वैतरणाचे सर्व लोक. झाले तर सगळे पूजेमध्ये ज्यांना द्यायचं असेल त्यांनी पैसे द्यावे, जितकं जमेल तितकं द्या. तुम्ही जास्त दिलं पाहिजे असं नाही आहे. फार तर फार 11 रुपये द्यायचे आणि 1 रुपया दिला तरी चालेल, तुमची जशी स्थिती असेल तसं, बरं का? कारण काहीतरी दिलं पाहिजे म्हणून. थांबा, अहो पाय धुतले का तुम्ही? धुतले त्यांनी या. आता कोणाला द्यायची? अहो तुम धोली आहे ना, अशोक है. अच्छा ये ला राजा बेटा. और कहाँ है दूसरे? अशोक कहाँ है? गया? हाँ? अरे फिर कैसे होगा? सप्तमी ने
ग्रहेषु यथा यथं राशिस्थान स्थितेषु सत्सु एवं गुणविशेषाणां शुभपुण्यतिथौ मम
चलिए
मम आत्मना श्रुति फल प्राप्त्यर्थम् अस्माकं सर्वेषां सहकुटुम्बानां क्षेम स्थैर्य विजय अभय आयुरारोग्य ऐश्वर्यादित्यर्थं चतुष्पद संहितानां समस्तमङ्गलवाप्त्यर्थं समस्तदुरितोपशान्त्यर्थं समस्ताभ्युदयार्थं इष्टकामसिद्ध्यर्थं कल्पोक्तफलवाप्त्यर्थं निर्मला देवता प्रीत्यर्थम यथाशक्त्या यथा ज्ञानेन
झालं? हा उठा. झालं उठा. बरं वाटलं? बरं, या.
पूजां च करिष्ये.
तुमचं नाव रत्ना ना? नाव काय?
तांदळे तांदळे
तांदळे.
गणानां चा श्रवणको
गृत्समतो गणपतिर्जगति गणपति स्मरणे विनियोगः ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपति हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पदान् शृण्वन्तीभिर्निदसादनम्
यांचं काय नाव? हा? वंदना कपूर आहे. शहा. कपूरच्या मुली कोणच्या आहेत? हा? नाही आल्या? झाले का सर्व? का हो? वैतरणाचे इकडचे सर्व लोक झाले का? सगळ्यांनी हात धुतले का? काय कोणी राहिले? झाले सगळेजण झाले? हा बरं, आता बसा. बरं चालेल.
ॐ नमस्ते गणपते त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं तत्त्वमसि त्वमेव केवलं कर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं धर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं हर्तासि त्वमेव सर्वं सर्विदं ब्रह्मासि त्वं साक्षात् आत्मासि नित्यं ऋतं वाच्मि सत्यं वाच्मि अवत्वं माम् अववक्तारम् अवश्रोतारम् अवधातारम् अवधातारम् अवानुचारम् अवशिष्यम् अवपश्चात्तात् अवपुरस्तात् अवोत्तरात्तात् अवदक्षिणात्तात् अवचोत्वात्तात् अवाधारातात् सर्वतो मां पाहि पाहि समन्तात् त्वं वाङ्मयस्त्वं चिन्मय त्वम् आनन्दमयस्त्वं ब्रह्ममय त्वं सच्चिदानन्दद्वितीयोऽसि त्वं प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वं ज्ञानमयो विज्ञानमयोऽसि सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तो जायते सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तिष्ठति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि लयमिष्यति सर्वं जगदिदं प्रत्येति त्वं भूमिरापो नलो नीलो नमः त्वं चत्वारि वाक्पदानि त्वं गुणत्रयातीता त्वं देहत्रयातीता त्वं कालत्रयातीता त्वं मूलाधारस्थितोऽसि नित्यं त्वं शक्तित्रयात्मके त्वां योगिनो ध्यायन्ति नित्यं त्वं ब्रह्मा त्वं विष्णु त्वं रुद्रः त्वं इन्द्रः त्वं अग्निः त्वं वायुः त्वं सूर्यः त्वं चन्द्रमः त्वं ब्रह्मभूर्भुवस्वरो गणादिपूर्वमुच्चाय वर्णादिनन्तरम् अनुस्वार परतर अर्धेन्दुरसितं कालेन वृतं एतत्तवामस्वरूपं गकारः पूर्वरूपम् अकारो मध्यमरूपम् अनुस्वारश्चान्त्यरूपं बिन्दुरुत्तमरूपं नादसन्धानं संहिता शान्ति ऐषा गणेश विद्या गणक ऋषि निश्रोत गायत्री चंद गणपतिर्देवता ओम गं गणपतये नमः एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्तं प्रचोदयात् एकदन्तं चतुर्हस्तं पाशमङ्कुशधारिणं पञ्चवरदं हस्ताय बिभ्राणं मुषकध्वजं रक्तं लम्बोदरं शोभनकरक्तवासं रक्तगन्धानुलिप्ताङ्गं रक्तं पुष्पैः सुपूजितं भक्तानुकम्पितं देवं जगत्कारणमुच्यर्थम् आविर्भूत च सृष्ट्यादौ प्रकृते पुरुषात् परम् एवं जयति यो नित्यम् संयोगी योगिनां वरा नमो गणपतये नमो गणपतये नमः प्रथमपतये नमस्तेस्तु भूलम्बोदराय गतन्त्राय विघ्ननाशिने शिवसुताय शिवहरणमूर्तये नमः। साक्षात श्री आदिशक्ति श्री भगवती माता जी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः। ओम श्री मात्रे नमः। ओम त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महाराज्ञे नमः। ओम त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री देव कार्य समुद्यताय नमः। ओम
Now, you know the meaning of this.
Yes, I do.
You just tell them.
Om Shri Matre Nama is she who is the mother. Om Shri Maharajne Nama, she who is the great empress. Om Shri Deva Karya Samudyataye Nama, she who has emerged for divine purposes. Om Shri Akulaye Nama, she who is without any attachment to any family or home. Om Shri Nityaye Nama, she who is eternal. Om Shri Bhavanye Nama, salutations to her who is the ruler of all those who have come into being. Om Shri Vishnu Granthi Vibhedanye Nama, salutations to her who undoes the knot of Shri Vishnu. Om Shri Bhakti Priya.
Nabi Chakra. There's a knot between Nabi Chakra and Parishtan Chakra. That's the first knot. That is to be broken. Otherwise, the Kundalini doesn't rise out of it, which is broken. This is so-called Raj Yoga, which works out inside yourself. So, the mother breaks all that and brings up the Kundalini. See, Kundalini bringing is not easy thing.
Om Shri Bhakti Priyaye Nama, salutations to her who is fond of those who are devoted to her. Om Shri Bhakti Gamyaye Nama, salutations to her who can be approached by devotion.
See, devotion. Devotion comes only through heart, clean heart. Devotion is not what you are showing off or anything. Devotion is within your heart.
Om Shri Nirlepaya Nama, salutations to her who is detached, who is not attached to anything. Om Shri Sharma Dayinye Nama. Om Shri Niradharaya Nama, salutations to her who has no support.
Because she is the support of everything. That's the absolute point. So the absolute point does not need another absolute.
Om Shri Niranjanaya Nama, salutations to her who is pure and unadorned. Om Shri Mahapataka Nashinye Nama, salutations to her who is the destroyer of the great.
Pataka means a sins.
Destroyer of great sins.
Because that's why people ask you that we have to do cleansing, this thing, that thing. But if there's somebody who's a destroyer of sins, you don't have to do anything like that. That person can destroy your sins.
Om Shri Nirmalaye Nama, salutations to her who is absolutely pure and unsullied. Om Shri Nirahankaraye Nama, salutations to her who is without an ego. Om Shri Nishkalankaye Nama, salutations to her who is of faultless brilliance. Om Shri Nirakaraye Nama, salutations to her who is without any form. Om Shri Nirakulaye Nama, salutations to her who is unruffled. Om Shri Nirvikaraye Nama, salutations to her who is unchanging. Om Shri Nirgunaye Nama, salutations to her who is without any qualities or attributes. Om Shri Nirupaplavaya Nama, salutations to her who is indestructible. Om Shri Nishkalaye Namah, salutations to her who is beyond time, who is indivisible, complete. Om Shri Nishkamaye Namah, salutations to her who is without desire. Om Shri Nityamuktaye Namah, salutations to her who is eternally free. Om Shri Leela Vinodinye Namah, salutations to her who delights in play. Om Shri Nirashraye Namah, salutations to her without any abode. Om Shri Nirantaraye Namah, salutations to her who is without interval. Om Shri Nishkaranaye Namah, salutations to her who has no cause. Om Shri Nirupadhye Namah, salutations to her who is completely alone. Om Shri Nirishwaraya Namah, salutations to her who has no God above her. Om Shri Niragaye Namah, salutations to her who has no moods, who has no passions. Om Shri Nirmadaye Namah, salutations to her who is completely without pride. Om Shri Nishtulaye Namah,
Who cannot be compared.
Who cannot be compared with. Om Shri Gambhiraye Namah, salutations to her who is deep. Om Shri Nishchintaye Namah, salutations to her who does not worry about anything. Om Shri Om Shri Nirmohaye Namah, salutations to her without attachment or delusion. Om Shri Nirmamaye Namah, salutations to her who has no mindness, no sense of mind. Om Shri Nishpapaye Namah, salutations to her who is beyond sin. Om Shri Nissangshaye Namah, salutations to her who has no doubts at all. Om Shri Nirbhavaye Namah, salutations to her who does not come into being. Om Shri Nirabhadaye Namah, salutations to her who is unbound. Om Shri Nirvikalpaye Namah, salutations to her who does not doubt herself. Om Shri Nishparigrahaye Namah, salutations to her who takes and needs nothing, as she has everything. Om Shri Nirnashaye Namah, salutations to her who cannot be destroyed. Om Shri Nirapaye Namah, salutations to her who is beyond danger. Om Shri Nishkriyaye Namah, salutations to her who has no actions, no deeds. Om Shri Nila Chikuraye Namah, salutations to her who has dark hair. Om Shri Niratyaye Namah, salutations to her whom it is impossible to cross or transgress. Om Shri Mahamayaye Namah, salutations to the great Maya. Om Shri Vijayaye Namah, salutations to her who is the great victory. Om Shri Sandra Karunaye Namah, salutations to her who is an ocean of compassion. Om Shri Mahashaktiye Namah, salutations to her who is the great power. Om Shri Bhagavatye Namah, salutations to her who is auspicious and fortunate. Om Shri Sukha Pradaye Namah, salutations to her who is the giver of happiness. Om Shri Padmasanaye Namah, salutations to her who is seated on lotuses. Om Shri Lokatitaye Namah, salutations to her who is beyond all the worlds. Om Shri Maharatyaye Namah, salutations to her who is the great jewel. Om Shri Vishwarupaye Namah, salutations to her who has the form of the universe. Om Shri Rakshakaraye Namah, salutations to her who is always affording protection. Om Shri Rakshasatnye Namah, salutations to her who destroys Rakshasas. Om Shri Parashaktiye Namah, salutations to her who is the power behind all powers. Om Shri Yogadaye Namah, salutations to her who bestows yoga. Om Shri Parameshwarye Namah, salutations to the Supreme Goddess. Om Shri Punya Labhyaye Namah, salutations to her who is attained through punyas or good deeds. Om Shri Sukharatyaye Namah, salutations to her who is happiness, who is attained through happiness, praised by happiness. Om Shri Achintya Rupaye Namah, salutations to her who is of the form of faultlessness.
Who cannot be thought of,
Yes.
cannot be understood.
Who's a form, who cannot be understood. Om Shri Ekakinye Namah, salutations to the only one. Om Shri Adi Shaktiye Namah. Salutations to the primordial Shakti. Om Shri Guru Murtaye Namah. Salutations to her who has the form of the Guru. Om Shri Shobhana Sulabha Gatye Namah. Salutations to her who is approached through Om Shri Shobhanaye Namah. Salutations to her who is adorned, brilliant. Om Shri Sulabhaye Namah. Salutations to her who is easily approached. Om Shri Chandikaye Namah. Salutations. Chandikaye Namah. Who killed Chanda. Salutations to her who killed the Rakshasa Chanda. Om Shri Trigun Atmikaye Namah. Salutations to her who is the Atmic quality of the three gunas. Om Shri Mahatye Namah. Salutations to her who is the great Mahati, they said. Mahati. Salutations to her who is of great importance. Om Shri Prana Rupinye Namah. Salutations to her who takes the form of prana, the prana energy. Om Shri Shubha Karaye Namah. Salutations to her who is always doing auspiciousness.
Auspicious work. Shubha Karya. Whatever she works out, she makes you auspicious. She creates auspiciousness.
Om Shri Shamatmakaye Namah. Salutations to her who is of the essence of forgiveness. Om Shri Satchidananda Rupinye Namah. Salutations to her of the form of Sat, Chit and Anand, truth, attention and bliss, the three great gunas. Om Shri Viramatre Namah. Salutations to her who is the heroic mother, or the mother of heroes. Om Shri Garvitaye Namah. Salutations to her who is dignified. Om Shri Param Anuye Namah. Salutations to her who is the smallest of the small. Param Anuye Namah.
Paramanu means what you call the atom or the
smallest molecule, beyond the molecule. Om
Paramanu. In Sanskrit language, it is not literal. Parama, Ananu. Parama means the last word, or molecule. Atom. Anu is atom.
Om Shri Kshipra Prasadinye Namah. Kshipra Prasadinye. Kshipra means auspiciousness. Yeah, the one who is the giver of auspiciousness. Kshipra means Brahman. Om Shri Sadashivaye Namah. Salutations to her who is the eternally auspicious spouse of Shri Sadashiva. Om Shri Vishwakarbhaye Namah. The one who is the Brahmin means who is the one who gets yoga. The one who Shipra is the blessing of the yoga. Shipra is the Brahmin. What is the Brahman? So he's a giver of Brahman. She's the giver of yoga.
What is this? Sergeant, it says who showers her grace on her devotees very quickly.
But the giver of, she is the one who bestows yoga and moksha on her devotees. Through her grace.
Through her grace, you
yes.
achieve your moksha. Shipra is the grace that bestows the bliss of moksha. The grace.
Om Shri Vishwadharbaye Namah. Salutations to her who contains the universe. Om Shri Swabhavaye Namah. Salutations to her who has come into being of her own. Om Shri Madhuraye Namah. Salutations to her who is like honey. Om Shri Pushtye Namah. Salutations to her who is well and healthily nourished. Or who is sustenance, yes.
By roots.
Om Shri Dhira Samarchitaye Namah. Samarchitaye.
Balanced attention.
Salutations to her who is the balanced attention. Om Shri Nitya Yavanaye Namah. Salutations to her who is eternally young. Om Shri Vishwasakshinye Namah. Salutations to her who witnesses the entire universe. Om Shri Vishwagrasaye Namah. Salutations to her who consumes the universe. Om Shri Sudhashritye Namah. Salutations to her who is the words of nectar. Om Shri Shashvatye Namah. Salutations to her eternal. Om Shri Param Odaraye Nama. Salutations to her whose middle portion. Param. Salutations to her supremely generous. Om Shri Dharma Daraye Nama. Salutations to her who is the bearer of Dharma. Om Shri Swasthaye Nama. Salutations to her who is peace, who is established in herself. Om Shri Pasha Hantraye Nama. Salutations to her who removes bonds. Om Shri Pavana Kritye Nama. Salutations to her who creates the wind of purification. Om Shri Chandra Nithaye Nama. Salutations to her is like a digit of the moon. Salutations to her is like the light of the moon. Om Shri Ravi Prakhyaye Nama. Salutations to her as the brilliance of the sun. Om Shri Mahapujyaye Nama. Salutations to the great one who is to be worshipped. Om Shri Chitchaktye Nama. Salutations to her who is the power of attention. Om Shri Lajjaye Nama. Salutations to her who is modesty. Yes. Om Shri Vimalaye Nama. Salutations to her who is unspotted. Om Shri Varataye Nama. Salutations to the giver of boons. Om Shri Mahadevye Nama. Salutations to the great goddess. Om Shri Vilasinye Nama.
Enjoy.
Salutations to her who is enjoyment. Om Shri Vandaru Jana Vatsalaye Nama. Salutations to her who is fond of her devotees as if they are her own children. Om Shri Sahaja Yoga Dayinye Nama. Salutations to her who is of the giver of Sahaja Yoga. Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Bhagavati Mata Ji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namah.
May I add one more?
Om Shri Mahayoga Dayinye Nama. Salutations to her who is the giver of the great yoga.
Yoga.
I'll do the stotram now, Shri. Asya Shri Lalita Sahasranama Stotra Mala Mantrasya Vashinyadi Vak Devta Rishya Anushtuk Chanda Shri Lalita Parameshwari Devata Srimad Vak Bhava Kuteti Bijam Madhya Kuteti Shakti Kuteti Kilakam Shri Lalita Maha Tripura Sindari Prasada Siddhi Dwara Chintit Phala Vaptyate Jape Viniyoga. I have the translation. This is the garland of mantras of Sri Lalita Stotram. The Devta is Vashinyadi Rishi. The meter is Anushtuk. The Devta is Sri Lalita Parameshwari. The seed is the Srimad Bhagavad Kuteti. The power is the middle portion. And the end portion is the power. Shakti Kuteti Kilakam. Kilakam. The bandhan is the power. Sri Lalita Maha Tripura Sindari Prasada Siddhi Dwara Chintit Phala Vaptyate Jape Viniyoga. We recite this mantra with the idea of getting to the threshold of pleasing the great goddess Sri Lalita Mahatripura Sundari. The Dhyanam. Sindhura Runa Vigraham Trinayanam Manikyam Maulis Fura Tarana Yaika Shekharam Smitam Mukhi Mapi Navakshoruham Panibhyam Ali Purna Ratna Chashakam Raktot Palang Viprating Saumyam Ratna Gatas Tarakta Charanam Dhyaye Param Ambikam Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Bhagavati Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namah. The translation of that is one should meditate upon the Supreme Mother as red like sundura powder, three-eyed with the moon as her crest jewel shining above her crown of gems, with a smiling countenance and large breasts. In her two hands she bears a red lotus flower and a gem-bedecked vessel, above which bees hum. She is of a pleasant countenance, and her red feet rest on a vase decked with precious stones. Now are the 1,000 names of Sri Lalita Devi arranged as a poem. I think most of you are familiar with them. I've read it many times. The Lalita, the full story. Because this is an auspicious. Namo Devye Mahadevye Shivaye Satatam Nama Nama Prakritye Bhadraye Kem Namastasye Namo Nama Yate Sarva
Bhuteshu Buddhirupe Samsita Namastasye Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Nitrarupena Samsita Namastasye Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Kshudarupena Samsita Namastasye Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Chayarupena Samsita Namastasye Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti-rupena Samsita Namastasye Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Krishna-rupena Samsita Namastasye Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shanti-rupena Samsita Namastasye Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Jati-rupena Samsita Namastasye Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Lajja-rupena Samsita Namastasye Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shanti-rupena Samsita Namastasye Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shasta-rupena Samsita Namastasye Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Kanti-rupena Samsita Namastasye Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Lakshmi-rupena Samsita Namastasye Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Vritti-rupena Samsita Namastasye Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Vritti-rupena Samsita Namastasye Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Daya-rupena Samsita Namastasye Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Tushti-rupena Samsita Namastasye Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Matru-rupena Samsita नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु प्राच्यरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। इन्द्रियाणामधिष्ठात्री भूतानां शापिलेषया भूतैपूर्वरीक्षसंशया तथा सुरेन्द्रेण दिनेषु सेविता करोतु सा न शुभहेतुरीश्वरी शुभानि भद्राण्यपि हन्तु चापदा या साम्प्रतं चोदगच्छ तापितैर्तस्माद्दिशा च सुरैर्नमस्यते या च सुता तत्क्षणमेव हन्ति न सर्वापदो भक्ति विनम्रमूर्तिः।
साक्षात श्री आदि शक्ति भगवती माता जी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः। हरि ओम। हिरण्यवर्णं सुवर्णरजस्रजं चन्द्राहिरण्यं लक्ष्मीं जातवेदो महाव तामावजातवेदो लक्ष्मीमनपगामिं यस्यां हिरण्यं विन्देयं गामस्वं पुरुषाणाम् अश्वपूर्वामृतमस्य हस्तिनाथप्रबोधिनीं श्रियं देवीमुपवेयं श्रीमादेवी जुष्टम् आसुसृतां मातां ज्वलन्ति सुतां तर्पयन्तीं पद्मे स्थितां तं वर्णां तामिवोपवेश्वरम्
चन्द्रां प्रभासां यशसा ज्वलन्तीं श्रियं लोके देवजुषामुदारं तां पद्मिनीं चरणमहं पतद्ये लक्ष्मीर्मेनश्यतां त्वां वृणे आदित्यवर्णे तपसोऽधिजातो वनस्पतिस्तव वृक्षोऽथ बिल्वा तस्य फलानि तपसानुदन्तु मायान्तरायाश्च वायाः लक्ष्मी उपैतु मां देवसखः कीर्तिश्च मणिना सह प्रादुर्भूतोऽसु राष्ट्रेऽस्मिन् कीर्तिवृद्धिं ददातु मे क्षुत्पिपासामलां ज्येष्ठां लक्ष्मीं नाशयाम्यहम् अभूतिं समृद्धिं च सर्वान् निर्मुदमे ग्रहात् गन्धर्वाराधराधर्षां नित्यपुष्टां करीषिणीम् ईश्वरीं सर्वभूतानां तायो वैश्रियम् मनसः काममापुन्ति वाचः सत्यमशीमहि पशूनां रूपमन्यस्य मयि श्रीशयतां यशः कर्दमेन प्रजाभूता मयि सम्भव कर्दम श्रियं वासय मे कुले मातरं पद्ममालीम् आपस्रजन्तु स्निग्धानि चिक्लितवसमे गृहे नित्यदेवीं मातरं श्रियं वासय मे कुले आद्राव्यः करणीं यष्टिं सुवर्णां हेममालिनीं सूर्यां हिरण्मयीं लक्ष्मीं जातवेदो मावः आद्रां पुष्कारिणीं पुष्टिं पिङ्गलां पद्ममालिनीं चन्द्रां हिरण्मयीं लक्ष्मीं जातवेदो मावः तामावः जातवेदो लक्ष्मीमनपगामिनीं यस्यां हिरण्मयी प्रभुत्वं ददात्युष्वान् विन्देयं पुरुषाणाम् यस्य प्रयतो भूत्वा जुहुयादाज्यमन्वहम् सूक्तं पञ्चदशं च श्रीकाम सततं जपेत पद्मानने पद्माऊ पद्माक्षी पद्मसंभवे तन्मे भजसि पद्माक्षी येन सौख्यं लभाम्यहम् अश्वदाये गोदाये धनदाये महाधने धनं मे लभतां देवी सर्वकामान् च देहि मे पद्मानने पद्मविपद्मपत्रे पद्मप्रिये पद्मधरायताक्षि विश्वप्रिये विश्वमनोनुकूले त्वत्पादपद्ममयि सन्निधत्स्व पुत्रपौत्रं धनं धान्यं हस्त्यश्वादिगवेरतं प्रजानां भवसि माता आयुष्मन्तं करोतु मे धनमग्नि धनं वायु धनं सूर्यो धनं वसु धनमिन्द्रो बृहस्पतिर्वरुणं धनमस्तु मे वैनतेय सोमं पिबतुर्त्रः सोमं धनस्य सोमिनो वयं ददातु सोमिना न क्रोधो न च मात्सर्यं न लोभो नाशुभामति भवन्ति कृतपुण्यानां भक्तानां श्रीसूक्तं जपेत् सरसजनिलये सरोजहस्ते धवलतरां कृष्कन्दमाल्यशोभे भगवती हरिवल्लभे मनोज्ञे त्रिभुवनभूतिकरी प्रसीद मह्यं विष्णुपतिं क्षमादेवीं माधवीं माधवप्रियां लक्ष्मीं प्रियसखीं देवीं नमाम्यच्युतवल्लभाम् महालक्ष्मीं च विद्महे विष्णुपत्नी च धीमहि तन्नो लक्ष्मी प्रचोदयात् श्रीवर्चस्वमायुष्यमारोग्यमाविदात् शोभमानं महीयते धनं धान्यं पशुं बहुपुत्रलाभं शतसंवत्सरं दीर्घमायुः
साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति भगवती माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः।
इकडे बांधते असं
लक्ष्मीचं घेतलं ना पण लक्ष्मी व्हेरी गुड स्मॉल वन कनकलक्ष्मी अजून पाहिजे मोठं पाहिजे त्या नारळाची माळ करायला म्हणजे
आता तिथे झालं बाजूला मोठा पाहिजे तेवढा आधी हार घालायचा मग आधी हार हार त्यांना बायकांना द्यायला म्हणून घालायचं अजून ती घाला नाडाछडी डबल करून झाली का घाला नाडाछडी डबल करून मार एक माळ घालावी त्याच्यात एकच हात हा घाला मग दुसरं कसं
स्त्रीचित्त म्हटलं Bring it here. Give me. Taking any photographs as well. आपल्याला दिलेले आणखी त्याचं कुठे लक्ष्मी हार कनकलक्ष्मी कनकलक्ष्मी सोनं कनकलक्ष्मी नाही need it. तू येणार म्हटलंस तू
अङ्गमे पुलकभूषणमाश्रयन्ति भङ्गाङ्गमेव मुकुलाभरणं तमालम् अङ्गीकृताखिलविभूषणपाङ्गलीला मङ्गल्यास्तु मम मङ्गलदेवताय मुग्धामुर्विदधति वदने मुरारे प्रेमप्रकाशप्रणीतानि गतागतानि मालातुषोर्मधुकरीव मधोत्पलेय सा मे श्रियं दिशतु सागरसम्भवाय आमीलिताधमधिगम्यमुदा मुकुन्दम् आनन्दं मन्दमणिमेषामनङ्गदश्वम्
दूते भवेन्ममुजङ्गशयाङ्गनाया भावन्तरे मधुचितश्रितकुस्तुवेया अनावली हरिनीलाबाई विभक्ति कामप्रदा भगवतोऽपि कटाक्षमाला कल्याणमावहतु मे कमलालया कालां पुरालीलतो दारादिरे स्फुरति या तदीरङ्गनेव मातु समस्तजगतां महनीयं मक्षि भद्राणि मे दिशन्तु भार्गवदन्तामाया प्राप्तं पदं प्रथमता अलुप्ररावा मङ्गल्याबाजी मधुमातिनीं मन्मथेन मय्यार्पते तस्यं तामविनाशं मण्डला साक्षी मकरकरकन्यकाया विश्वं हरेन्द्र पदविब्रह्मणाद्या मानन्द हेतुरधिकं मधुविद्वेषोक्षि इष्यन्नि ऋषिदन्तु मयि जनमीक्षणाभ्यम् विन्देवरोदर सहोदर विन्दिराय इष्टा विशिष्टा मतयोऽपि नरायताद्रा द्रष्टा श्रीविष्टा परसद्रष्टं पदं भजन्ते इष्टा पुष्टिं कुष्टित्यमपुष्करविष्टराय दत्तादयानुपवनो द्रविणाम्बुलारा मस्मिन्न किञ्चिन्नङ्गशोनिशन्य दुष्कर्मधर्मपनीयतिराय दुरा नारायण प्रणयिनी नयनाभुवा देवतैति गुरुराध्वजाभामिति शाकम्भरीति शिशिरेश्वरवल्लभेति सृष्टि स्थिति प्रलयस्थितिषु संचिराये तस्यै नमस्ते भुवनैकगुरोस्तरुण्ये स्तुत्यै नमोऽस्तु स्वधर्मफलप्रतिष्ठे रक्ष्यै नमोऽस्तु जमनीयगुणाश्रयाय शक्त्यै नमोऽस्तु शतपत्रानिकेतनाय पुष्ट्यै नमोऽस्तु पुरुषोत्तमवल्लभाय नमोऽस्तु नालीकविवाहनाय नमोऽस्तु दुग्धोदीरजनभुजे नमोऽस्तु सोमामृतसोदाय नमोऽस्तु नारायणवल्लभाय नमोऽस्तु हेमाम्बुजपित्रिकाय नमोऽस्तु मण्डलानायिकाय नमोऽस्तु देवादिदयापयाय नमोऽस्तु शान्तायुधवल्लभाय नमोऽस्तु दैवे गुजनन्दाय नमोऽस्तु विष्णोर्वृतकीर्ताय नमोऽस्तु लक्ष्मे कमलालयाय नमोऽस्तु दामोदरवल्लभाय नमोऽस्तु काञ्चे कमलाक्षणाय नमोऽस्तु मुचे भुवनाप्रसुचे नमोऽस्तु देवादिरक्षताय नमोऽस्तु नन्दात्मज्वलाभाय ध्रुवन्ति ये स्तुष्टिभिर्मुदिरन्वम् श्रेयमयीं जगुणाकरं ओम त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति श्री भगवती माता जी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः।
mantras of Sri Mataji. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswati Mahakali Trigunaatmika Kundalini Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namah. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalaki Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Bhagavati Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namah. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalaki Sakshat Shri Sahasra Swami Moksha Pradayini Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namah.
Now, when you want to take photograph, come now. Then we will have these.
Can have a few heads.
आता झालं बायकांची आपण ते सगळे फोटो घेतात आपण सेटमध्ये पहिला फोटो तुझा झाला
Batteries. High low.
Those who've taken, please move back. Get the other thing.
Jaya
I think now you better get
your possibility. And if you want to take prasad, you can go.
Actually,
Thank you.